Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your forecast for your astrology forecast, that is for February 2026. Wow, time is passing us right by. And before we get started, I just want to share with you some of the things that I want to point out for the month because this is a fast month because we only have 28 days in February. So things are moving pretty rapidly at this time. And when I say 2026, it brings to mind that in Ethiopia, they're only in 2018 because of the calendar that they use. So we're here, they're there, and their calendar is a solar calendar, whereas ours is the Gregorian calendar. But with their calendar, their body is more accustomed to the earth because it being a solar calendar, when the sun rises, that's when the time begins. When the sun sets, that's when the time ends. Okay, and I think that's important because we are, as a collective, our frequency on the planet is being reset because we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And the feminine Kundalini energy is rising, so that is creating change, and that's why in the Americas we see that government system breaking down because the Kundalini energy is about not about control, okay? It's more about our emotions and bringing love into the story, you know. So we're seeing a lot of what's been hidden coming to the surface, especially with those people who are in positions of authority. Okay, and what we have this month is a stellium starting out the month in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius is all about the people having the power. Okay, and in the Americas, we can see that the system is breaking down and the people are starting to pay attention, take control. Okay, so we have, Mercury in Aquarius right now, Venus in Aquarius right now, the Sun in Aquarius right now. And we also have two asteroids, Vesta, and Vesta is the virgin goddess of hospitality. However, she's committed to her own internal flame. Okay, so when we're talking about your own internal self, God, that's where Vesta is touching in on us, is for us to remember who we really are. And the other asteroid is Astrea, and she is about justice, okay? And this is what we're looking at right now at this moment in time. We're looking at how that feminine energy is rising. And again, it's called the Kundalini, where, you know, some of us may have thought that that was a masculine energy, but no, it's a female energy. And we all have male and female in our body, okay? We are dual energies. So she's raising the vibration, and it is up to us as individuals whether or not you want to change your frequency, okay? Because either you in or it's going to go without you. Okay, and let's see what else did I want to say. We also have Pluto in Aquarius, okay? So big changes, transformation energy here. Then we have this full moon in Leo, which is about the heart, you know, thinking, not thinking with your mind, but with your heart, okay? And this is in opposition to this stellium in Aquarius. However, with the full moon, we're talking about releasing things that no longer serve us. So it's a time where we have to get to the point where we have to start shining, okay? This is our time to shine as individuals. So wherever it is in your, what is it, your inner child, where you feel or was taught that you're not enough, you are enough. And you have to change that concept of who you are, because this is about growth. And whether we like it or not, we're going to have to accept where we're headed. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to just discuss a few other things that's happening this month. We have Uranus turning direct in in Taurus, okay? And then we have Mercury moving out of that stellium into Pisces on the 6th. Venus moves out of that stellium and moves into Pisces on the 10th. Saturn, this is the big deal. Saturn moves into Aries on the 13th, okay? And that is where Saturn will stay there for the next 2 years. And that's where we have Neptune, and they will conjunct. Okay, we also have there is so much packed energy here. We have the solar eclipse happening in Aquarius, and that's going to be on the 17th. And we also have the lunar new year happening as well, moving out of the snake energy, Kundalini, and into the fire horse. So we have lots of fast paced energy happening this month. So things are going to be moving rapidly, suddenly, shockingly, because we have Uranus moving direct. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else I want to share with you. On the 20th, Saturn conjuncts Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees. Now, this is like a super duper manifesting energy. So, whatever it is that you feel, because it's your emotions that is going to dictate to how your manifestations show up for you in your life. So use your feelings wisely. We also have Mercury turning retrograde in Pisces on the 26th. And the last thing, we'll have Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus on the 27th. Okay, so take a breather. You know, you got to settle in and try not to be reactive, because this passionate, fiery energy is here for us this month. But we need to move with intention and consciously. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Scorpio collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro, and this is your monthly forecast for February 2026. Now, I did an intro giving you the highlights and some gold nuggets. So if you want to know more, check that out. But right now, we're just going to get right to into your forecast for the month. So on February the 1st, we have a full moon in Leo, and this is happening in your 10th house of career, your public persona, your colleagues, authority figures, including your parent, your father, and let's see, and your coworkers, if I didn't say that. Okay, so you may feel a strong desire for recognition. This is Leo, and appreciation from colleagues and superiors. Assess your professional path and make necessary adjustments to ensure it aligns with your personal values and your emotional well being. Okay, so during this full moon, it's time for you to think with your heart in your 10th house, okay? And, get out of your head. It's also a time for you to heal that part of your inner child that says you're not good enough or you can't succeed. All of that is part of this release of your inner child and your healing. So just know that you are enough and just love from your heart, Scorpio rising. Okay, on the 3rd, and don't forget, everything doesn't have to be kept a secret, but sometimes it does. So shine your light, okay? On the 3rd, we have Uranus direct in Taurus, and this is happening in your 7th house of relationships, your one-on-one relationships, your business relationships, your partnerships, legal matters, divorce, friends, family, close relationships that you may have. Okay, and it's the open enemies as well. So you are pushed for independence, and this is Uranus, freedom and independence, prompting sudden breakups, new unconventional partnerships, or renegotiated terms that prioritize your autonomy over the traditional way. Okay? You may attract quickly or quirky. That is the word, quirky, or rebellious partners, experience long distance setups, or redefine commitment to allow more personal space. Okay? So this is your 7th house reset energy happening here. So on the 6th, we have Mercury moving to Pisces, and its detriment in Pisces. It doesn't really feel good there. And it's in your 5th house of creativity, your hobbies, your romance, children, and your inner child. Okay? So here, expect a surge of inspiration for hobbies or projects where logic yields to your imagination, and it's perfect for a creative art form. Okay? Now on the 10th, Venus enters Pisces, and she is exalted. She really does well in Pisces, and 7 days later, she starts to create romantic connections, and they become amplified with soulful intimacy, where, Pisces is that deep soulful energy, and selfless affection that draws your partners to who inspire, gosh, that draws you partners who inspire artistic or spiritual bonds. Okay, on the 13th, we have Saturn, and Saturn is moving into Aries and will remain there for 2 years until 2028. And this is happening in your sixth house. And this is your house of daily routine, your work place, your authority figures, and your coworkers, okay? And your health. We gotta remember that. Your health, this is your house of health as well. So expect scrutiny on your physical well being, such as addressing chronic issues, diet, or exercise lapse. Your daily habits feel heavier, and that's because Saturn is a heavy energy. It's a grounding energy. It's an earth energy. And it delays or some type of criticism is possible. Consistent effort and commitment to routine leads to improved vitality. On the 17th, we have this new moon in Aquarius, and this is happening in your fourth house of home, your physical home, your comfort zone, your private space, your family, your siblings as well, your parents too. Real estate is also connected to your fourth house. Now, you may be drawn to, ooh, no, that was not nice. I apologize. Give me a minute. This book came right in my space, and I wasn't ready for that, but okay, that's what I did. Oh my. Okay. You may be drawn to redecorate your living space or rethink family roots in a progressive way, breaking from tradition. It also activates ancestry work, emotional independence at home, or creating a tech savvy community oriented sanctuary. Okay, now, Aquarius is a detached energy. It doesn't, attach itself. So it's easy for this Aquarius energy to make changes and break from tradition because it's an innovative, freedom loving energy that is energizing your fourth house. So on the 20th, we have Neptune in Aries conjunct Saturn at 0 degrees. That is a new beginning. And this is happening in your sixth house of health, daily routine, work. Okay, and it's the beginning of a 36-year cycle. Okay, Neptune will stay in your sixth house for 13 years. Okay, and Saturn will be there for 2. So you may experience disillusionment, ungrounded worries, or a sense of confusion about practical responsibilities. You may be questioning what is real and what is not. Okay, so Saturn is laying the groundwork for you to be grounded during this 36 years cycle. Okay, it's only going to be in this house for 2 years, so it's really testing you to become more grounded, more focused, and to know yourself more, because you need to know who you are in all of this, because Neptune is boundless and it meshes into other people's energy and you take that on. So it's trying to teach you to ground so that you can know who you are as opposed to who other people are around you. Okay? Because a lot of times people tend to mimic what other people are doing instead of being themselves. Okay? This is what this is all about, is being your authentic self. All right. So, you may be questioning what is real and what is not. Now, on the 26th, we have Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and this is happening in your fifth house. And we've already spoken about the house of creativity. Expect confusion because we have Pisces here. It's a foggy energy, but with that and Neptune being active is just creating more of that. So, in artistic projects or love affairs, with imagination overriding logic. Great for revisiting old hobbies. However, this is a risky time for signing contracts or romantic or having a romantic fling or flings. So on the 27th, Scorpio rising, we have Mars in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in Taurus, and this is affecting your fourth house and your seventh house. Expect heightened agitation around family matters or property matters. You may experience sudden breakups, Uranus, unconventional arrangements, Aquarius, or fights over shared resources. That's Mars. Okay? So just beware, because this too shall pass. And Scorpio rising, until next time, bye for now.